All right, so here he is, the former two-division UFC champion, George "Rush" St. Pierre. He's the most prolific takedown artist on paper in UFC history. Despite not having any amateur wrestling chops to speak of, this is a man who, at least in my mind, turned the MMA takedown into a thing of beauty.
Yes, he did. He made it all look so smooth and so great. But it was the striking of George St. Pierre that was so good that made you have to be on awareness the whole time. So as the hands flew up, George St. Pierre had the timing that was unmatched at the time in mixed martial arts. One of the first guys that was truly able to do everything. Before we had specialists, and then we had George St. Pierre, he truly changed the game.
George "Rush" St. Pierre has stepped into the octagon. This time he wants to leave with that championship belt. All right, so the latest title defense arrives here and now for the UFC's undisputed middleweight champion. And prevailing wisdom is it's going to take a huge effort out of the challenger tonight to dethrone this dominant king.
Absolutely. You do not beat this guy without being on your A game. And not even just your A game is going to get it done. You have got to overachieve in order to beat this guy. This guy is firmly entrenched as the best in the world. When you look at him, you know he's the best. From the way he carries himself, to the confidence, to the skill set. He's the champ, and he doesn't intend for that to change.
Seemed as though it was maybe a difficult weight cut or more difficult than once prior, but he didn't want to hear any of that noise in advance of this latest middleweight championship title defense. Or tell the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, George "Rush" St. Pierre! And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, Michael the Cow Bisping!
All right, Herb Dean, third man in the octagon for this one.
Ready. Good.
Well, there's just a special feeling in the building. At the beginning of every round when George St. Pierre is fighting, and even if the prevailing wisdom is that he wants to get this fight to the ground, every MMA round begins on the feet, and this just in, George St. Pierre's got a pretty good jab. We'll see if he can put it to good use. Both fighters hanging down in the pocket and both landing. Right on the button. And yet another hook connected there by Bisping. Back to the hook now. Fast pace here in the early going. Sniff that one out as he blocks the kick. St. Pierre's eye is closing up. Oh! Huge kick to the head. GSP gets tagged by that stiff jab.
He's got to start kicking the body, kicking the head. He's just got to start kicking.
Bisping's cheek looks like it's cut here, starting to bleed a little bit now. All right, well, he rocked him pretty good, but...
180 fight. Both of these guys are trying to finish.
Big shots being...
Goes back up. What a fight! Oh, he's hurt bad.
Oh, big left hook there.
head kick like this, that is such toughness to even be on his feet.
Bisping's lower jaw is just nasty at this point, really swollen in that area now. St. Pierre circling now towards the left. Ooh, look at the setup, the head kick, but he misses.
Oh, nice right hand. Chin, yeah.
Well, he just missed on another strike there. He has not been efficient with his attack here tonight, and offensively, I think his approach leaving a lot to be desired. Gotta figure out a way to conserve some energy here moving forward. What a great sequence by him, mixing up his strikes and once again targeting that already damaged, swollen area upstairs.
That's exactly what he should do. You know, we are talking about a guy that is so talented, that is so disciplined, that when he can see swelling like that, he's going to continue to attack it.
All right, so now this damage really bears watching, right? His face compromised, and you got to think it's going to start affecting his output as well offensively.
Well, you got to look from the start to make mistakes, trying to overcompensate for all the shots that he's taken to the face, for all the swelling. I have seen on many occasions where someone has massive swelling and they struggle. Look for this guy to start to mess up a little bit in there.
Well, if you're the replay guy, a lot to like in that previous round. A lot of damage being inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the swelling now, John. He wasn't doing what he needed to do to move his head, and he's paying for it. You cannot allow for an elite-level mixed martial artist to connect at that rate, and this might be the biggest shot of this entire fight. He landed a massive hook to put his opponent on wobbly legs.
I mean, you got to be kidding me with that knockout. If that is not the #1 play on SportsCenter tonight, I'm not sure what would top it. One of the best knockouts we've seen all year.
In a very long time. I have not seen someone look this good. He promised us something, and he delivered with that beautiful knockout.
We send it inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 35 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael the Count Bisping.
Well, he came in as one of the winningest fighters in the history of the UFC, and he only adds to that total here tonight, the former UFC middleweight champion, Michael Bisping, with another